Okay, the storm has passed. We had a pretty mild storm yesterday, but it was cold, and it's still cold. You're shaking. Get him up to the sunshine and do his stuff. Anyway, yesterday was a very busy day, taking care of so many things. And this morning was incredibly busy. It's amazing how busy I am. I was up at 4 a.m. and at the computer on the phone with my pension fund. They had locked my account, and which is a worrisome thing to have happen right as you start retirement. So I was able. It took me an hour and a half of waiting, but I was able to get on the phone with him and resolve the issue. At least I got it unlocked. I still don't know what happened, but at least I got it unlocked. Otherwise, I was able. Otherwise, I was also able to. What else? Oh, they're still trying to facilitate the money for the house purchase. It's in the bank, but it just hasn't cleared, and I don't want to execute the remittance and try to cross it over the seas until it shows it's cleared. We did the same thing when we bought the car, and so it took a couple of days for it to clear after bringing it over. So I'm not surprised. Yet still, it keeps me on my toes and on edge. You're so cold. I'll get it started. Let's get him walking, and more stuff coming throughout the day. Here we go. Would you look at that? My goodness. That is wintertime Mount Fuji and its grandeur. Gee. What a way to start the day here in Shizuoka, Japan. Wow. And we're ready to start the day with a delicious breakfast. We got bacon this morning, eggs. Look at that, I got triple toast, yogurt.
Well, 2.5.
2.5. We got preserves. We're ready to go. Ready? Itero, itadakimasu. Wow, here it is, closing in on 11. Look at that. That is really a stunning view of Mount Fuji. I'm at Starbucks now. Yeah, right there. Believe it or not, it's right next to my house. I live there. You can't quite see it. I live right over there. This wasn't here before when I lived here. I'm meeting someone from LinkedIn that I connected with, who's going to be in the area. It's my first meetup with anybody since I come back, and I should be here soon. I've got myself a grande latte, and they gave me a little hot coffee in the meantime. Nice little spot right here. I'll wait for him to arrive, and then we'll have a nice time at Starbucks. Okay, I'm gonna need to try to do my best to get this out while the thoughts are still hot in my head. I've retreated back to the Yada Koen and the shrine where our family lives. This is our community shrine and park. To find a secluded little park over here where I can share what's on my mind. I just had a really nice 2-hour meetup with a friend, an acquaintance who I think I can now call a friend from LinkedIn, and Jim, Moe from YouTube. And we talked about a lot of things. Here's the bottom line. I think I'm gaining a better handle day by day on the state and circumstance of my mind relative to this new life. It's been almost a month, about half a week short of a month since I came back to Japan. And here is the bottom line. Like anyone living in a new circumstance, I need to find my footing. I need to find my place here. That includes whatever routines, new life activities, and things I'm going to do to make make life here. And I think that the reason that this is different, and I wouldn't say I'm struggling. I would say I'm a little bit like, here's the thing. I'm like maybe like the first man and woman that go to live on Mars. When they get there, they're probably going to be well trained, well ready, they're familiar with what they're getting themselves into, but it's going to take some time to adjust, get used to the gravity, the atmosphere, the facilities or lack thereof, and the new way of life. My wife has a 6-month lead. She she was sent to Mars first 6 months ago, and she's established a ground station. Now remember, both of us are going without taking is the right word, burdens of our past life. I don't mean to say it that way necessarily, but I think that's the best word I can come up with. The burdens being the burden of work, the burden of parenthood, the burden of community responsibility. I know parenthood shouldn't be a burden, but it is a lot of work. So our daughter's grown, our careers are done, and we're disconnected from the place where we were living before, namely Southern California. Yumiko came over first, got herself a place, got herself a car, got herself established in our community. When I got here, she had a 6-month head start. So I think she's doing better than me, and I'm not doing bad, and I'm being honest. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it anyway. It's not like I'm having a crisis or anything like that, but I really am like that man arriving on Mars going, wow, okay, the gravity here is, I'm gonna walk around a little bit. The gravity here is a little bit different. I have to wear this spacesuit all the time. The atmosphere is strange. Everyone around here is different. When there isn't anybody on Mars. They get the picture, and I have to find my footing. 1 month in, I should still be just lucky if I can stand up without falling over, right? I mean, I'm just back. I think I'm ahead of the curve. I think I'm doing better than I had hoped because I'm working hard and actively on trying to find my footing, so to speak. Here's the thing, though. I have to pick my words carefully because these things can be taken as generalizations and taken the wrong way, which is going to happen anyway. I think that what Yumiko has done, I should use her as a model. What she has done is that now that she's done with being active motherhood, and now that her career is effectively done, she did continue to work for half a year until just last week, but it was only an hour a day or so it wasn't much. I think she's staked out her territory, and what we need to do is, okay, if we had come here like we did in 2003, with our responsibilities under tow, namely my responsibility to be the breadwinner and provide for the family, and her responsibility, Yumiko's responsibility, to be the mother and homemaker, then it would have been easy. We would have landed and we would have each set up shop with our respective role, right? And that's exactly what we did in 2003 when we came. I started making a living, and Yumiko started making a home and raising a kid. And we crossed paths, but those were our main two things. Now Yumiko's had some time ahead. And what she's done is she's staked out her territory. Is now that she's not actively involved in motherhood anymore, now that she doesn't have a career, she's staked out the home as her territory. That's why I have been relieved of all responsibilities in the home. It's because that's her place. Now, it doesn't mean that that's the way it's always going to be. She may expand beyond that eventually and say, hey, Kurt, maybe you can help out with the laundry or something like that. And I'll be open for that if that time comes. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. As for me, I'm a different matter. I should talk with Yumiko about this. I wonder what it was like her first month in. Maybe she was in the same boat. I haven't got anything that I can anywhere that I can hang my hat, anywhere, any routine that I can rest my thing. I think this is why almost every day when I go for my walks, I wind up back at work, the school where I used to work down there. I always go back there. It's not because I want to go work there again. It's because I'm tracing out the familiar paths. My brain is going through the old circuits that I used to know. I mean, maybe if we came to a community where we haven't lived before, it would be different. But we're back at where we used to live. I've got all this time, I'm working out, and I'm automatically going back to the places. Like in yesterday's video, suddenly I was in front of the school. I'm back at school again. I know I'm going there, but I'm surprised when I get there. So here's the thing. I have to actively, otherwise I could do that. I could just fall into that routine, and I could do two things. I could find a job if I want. If I can't see past anything else, I could just do that. Or, excuse this wind, look at these leaves. I could find something new. Now I know that's what I want to do, and I know exactly what it is. I'm going to dive into basically being softypapa 2.0. This means I need to break out of here. I need to do what my wife told me to do 2 weeks ago. She said, Kurt, get into the mountains, get up there. She knows so many things, and she doesn't have to speak them explicitly. Sometimes she just gives me the clues. The clue is I need to shed this thing that I am right now, this sane and sober man, and take this sane and sober man back into the mountains to be the person that I've always been, the man since I became a man, when I was a boy. And be it in earnest now, be it full-time, and be it for the rest of my life. think I'm getting the hang of it. Now it's time to head home and take care of a few things and maybe go for a hike. Deep thoughts done for now. Something interesting happened as I was leaving Starbucks. I was standing outside talking to Jim and my connection from LinkedIn, my new friend from LinkedIn, when a young woman with two other young women, maybe mid-20s, walked past, and one of them said loud enough for us to hear, "Kato sensei!" Yes. It's Kurt. So, Kurt teacher. She was clearly one of my students from when I was here, all grown up, young woman now, my daughter's age. Now, I didn't recognize her. She's all grown up. She was a kid when I taught her before, but she recognized me. It's like, well, I'm sure she recognized Jim too, but she sees Jim all the time. He still works. Well, I mean, she did. She's clearly probably a young mother or something like that now. Anyway, first time to get recognized since I came back, so to speak.
All right, Yumiko and I just got back from shopping, and look at Fujisan now. Amazing. It's like amazing cloud cover around it. Let's zoom a little closer. That is simply beautiful. And then, but I like the view from back here, seeing the clouds from end to end, so to speak. Very nice.
Hey, are you up for a little walking in Japan, abandoned Japan backyard adventure? Check this out. Here, besides the Yoshida River, I just walked up here for a walk, and I'm looking at the house that we're buying, which is across the river. And you can see the eaves of the house peeking out right there. That's my room on the right, and Yumiko's on the left. This is all that empty land in front of the house, between the house and the river that we want to buy. And while I was here, I noticed, look over here. I came up here to look at this little bit of farmland up here, which is kind of going feral up here. And then I stopped and I went, whoa, look at this. What's going on here? That looks like something interesting. So let's go take a look. I don't know. I have never been up here. I didn't know this was here. You have to be careful. These bamboo bits stick up and they'll take you down. Wow. Look at that. Looks like it once used to be a little farm road. See, this is what'll get you. This little bamboo sticking up like that. Trip right onto that if you're not careful. And I'm not being careful. It doesn't look like I can get too far though. It's all collapsed in. Can you hear the bamboo clacking? There's some farm debris over here. Gosh, I'm right into it, aren't I? This is like a real adventure video from the day. Look at that. Wow. Look at a little cliff thing. I wonder if I pull the camera back. Maybe not. Listen to the clacking above. Someone's been here and felled this bamboo. More farm debris right over there. Wow, look at this tangled mess. Do you think it would be even possible to pick our way through here? Certainly it's possible. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, it's like a maze. And the ground is soft. Hate to run across a boar in here, huh? Now, I won't go very far on this first such adventure, but what do you think? This is something to come back to after we get the house. See where this goes.
when it's not nightfall, and when I'm a creature of the neighborhood. Stop for now. Thanks for joining me. Okay, as I make my way out of this bamboo forest, let's do a quick, let's do the Good Life meditation for today. I didn't have a chance to do it this morning because I was busy on the phone with the pension fund people, waiting to ask them about why my account had been locked. Never got to the bottom of it, but it was locked and they unlocked it for me after I proved who I was. The Good Life meditation is something that I do every day. I usually do it aloud, and I usually do it on the camera. But if I don't do it aloud or on the camera, I do it at least to myself in my mind, sometimes talking out loud. But if the camera's not on, I just recite it in my mind. It's better when the camera's on because I do a better job. This is my effort at keeping myself focused on my life objectives by way of reviewing the last 24 hours to see how I did with the challenges and the opportunities that I met. I look at the tough parts, and did I keep myself in line? Did I make good use of the time that I had? Did I maintain my balance, both in body and mind? And is the world in my life a little bit better of a place for the fact that I existed last day? I also use the time to think about the day to come, what I want to do, what I expect will happen, and what might ambush me. I recite the 8 objectives of my creed, and I prepare myself for death. Now it's near the end of the day, so it's kind of things are a little mixed up, but I can do it. Here we go. First, last night and yesterday. I slept good last night. Nothing seems to be troubling me at night anymore. I can almost drop the nighttime thing because it's just not an issue anymore. Today was a good day. It was better than yesterday. Yesterday, my mind was a little bit heavy with too many thoughts about the transition that I'm undergoing. But those thoughts were good. They were very fruitful in helping me to see my way through to new ideas and new ways of, I'm being a little distracted. I don't want to there's a house up there. I don't want them to think I'm filming them. So I'll come down here. So it was very fruitful insofar as helping me to see my way to new. Okay, collect your thoughts, Kurt. What was useful about yesterday? Yesterday was useful in helping me to clarify where I am and where I want to be. And where I am is in a state of flux. Where I want to be is implementing a new life routine that is in alignment with my objectives. My objectives, let's just go over them real quick right now. There are 8 of them. The first of these is to be always ready to die, to have my affairs in order, my relationship sound, and my life's work complete. My second objective is to make good and effective use of my time. My third objective is to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. That's these 8 objectives in the 35 attendant principles. The next is to recognize my true limits and true opportunities so that I'm operating within my means. Next is to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, like I'm doing right now. This is a measured pace. Lastly is to keep my balance, like I said, both body and mind. So yesterday was helpful in that capacity because I worked really hard to think a lot. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up real quick because I'm in my new neighborhood and I don't want people to see me and think I'm some weirdo, which they'd be right. So let me just put it this way. Today's almost over. It was a pretty good day. Did a lot today. As for the coming evening, I'm getting together with the family for dinner, and that's about it. Next, am I ready for death? My affairs are indeed in order. My relationships are sound, and my life's work is complete. My affairs will be a little more in order once the house is paid for, but in terms of doing everything I can, I mean, yeah, I'm doing everything I can. So I guess I can't say they're completely order until the house is paid for. Yeah, so get on it, Kurt. But I can't rush it. I can only go as fast as I can. Only as fast as the financial institutions will operate, right? Okay, with that, I'll stop. I don't want to make my new neighbors think, who's that foreign guy? And why is he going to live with us? Wish you all the best. Oh, I'll carry on. We'll have more video when I get done and have dinner with the family soon. Okay, take care. I stopped at Family Mart on the way home and picked up Asahi Super Dry, the only one for me. I love that they've got this little seating area here. It's very nice, but I'm not going to drink it here. We'll go home and have dinner with my family, enjoy the beer there. Super Dry for life. Are those tofu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you take one, eat, and you put it in it's kind of like tempura. Tempura fat. And you put it in there. Oh, I know these ones, and then they get all nice and don't you put like a sauce on them or something?
Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah. Ooh, those are gonna be yummy. Yoko requested this?
No.
What's it called?
Tofu steak.
Tofu steak. Can't wait. I'm currently being used as a chin rest for this little dog here. He's quite asleep. And this little dog here is quite flat, waiting for Yoko to come down. His favorite family member besides Mama. So here's the end result. Looking good. Mama's dishing out on the plate. We've got some edamame here, and rice, and all of our stuff, and a little sauce here. We're ready to go. And of course, I got my beer. And there's Ollie. Okay, we just got home. Yumiko made a nice dinner for the family. That was really good. But I wanted to share a big piece of news. We were talking after dinner about arranging for the date for the final payment, and because it was supposed to be 31st, but then we were thinking about moving it to the 29th or the 27th, and I said, let's put it the 29th because I wasn't sure how quickly things are going to move. And just out of whim, I just checked the bank, and lo and behold, the money has come through from the brokerage to the bank. So now, so I'm going to take a breath, and we're going to do the attempt the first of the transfers tomorrow to get the money across the ocean to our Japanese bank. And we'll do that side by side with Yumiko because I'm anxious about this stuff. I'm worried, and my sister-in-law was talking to her, Yoko, and she was like, Kurt, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to just think it's suspicious. And all you have to all you do is tell them you're doing it buying a house, and they'll be, oh, okay, that makes sense, and they'll let it go through. She's right, so I shouldn't worry. But that's good news. Also, I talked to Yumiko about my theory about her not wanting me to do the housework because she wants to fill her time with, use that to fill the void of not working. And she said, no, that's not it, Kurt. It's just you don't do it right, Kurt. Okay, so now I know. All right, I think I'll wrap it up for tonight. Yumiko's putting the bath together. See, she does all this stuff. And I'll type up my blog post and we'll call it a night. Thanks for joining us today. See you tomorrow.